A lot of the people at 205 are moving way faster with their hands and their fucking feet. And Jon Jones was the best guy at managing the distance on the feet. So I really don't care how much Ciryl Gane moves his feet, because Jon Jones is going to be managing the distance. You can be moving left, you can be moving right. Unless you're moving forward to Jon Jones constantly, it doesn't fucking matter. Woo! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kevin Hoop Show. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. But without further ado, we're talking heavyweights. We're talking UFC 285. Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane. It's about to go the fuck down, ladies and gents. I've been waiting for the return of Jon Jones for the past 3 years. He is back and he's fighting for the heavyweight belt. I really think that this fight itself, if he wins, really puts him in the history books as one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest of all time. There's just multiple things that he does that other people do not do, that he just does super well and makes it look fucking easy. Not to mention, he has the most title defenses. He's one of the youngest UFC champs. He has the longest winning streak currently. Like, he just has all of the accolades. He's checked every single box you can check in the UFC. And I think that that's something that he's really starting to think about when it comes to why he's going to keep on fighting and where he's getting his motivation from to really push himself in these training camps. And I think a lot of it's coming from just being able to cement himself as the GOAT and be remembered as long as he can in the history book. And honestly, he's doing a great fucking job. Like, we've been talking about him while he's gone. We were going to be talking about him while he's back, obviously. But I think that Jon Jones is going to be talked about for a very long time. Now, switching the script over a little bit over to Ciryl Gane, we are talking about someone that's been relatively in the game now for a good amount of time. You know, he is relatively newer compared to somebody like Jon Jones, who's been in the company for over a decade. When it comes to Ciryl Gane, there's been some news and some talk that, and I think this was a quote from him, "I really don't train until the training camp of the fight. I don't train in between camps." Just looking at that from a third person point of view, that's got to be the dumbest fucking thing any fighter could possibly fucking do. Just why? Like, obviously you're not going to be improving, but you're fighting a guy that's regarded as the greatest of all fucking time, dude. I don't know how true that statement was from him, but if it is true, obviously you can see where I think about it. Maybe this is Ciryl Gane coming out and trying to bait Jon Jones into, you know, thinking that he's not going to be taking him seriously, so Jon Jones isn't going to train as hard. Maybe that's something he's trying to do. I don't think if he is, it's going to work. I've been watching all the lead-ups to this fight, and Jon Jones looks like he is fucking prepared to go to war, ladies and gents. Speaking about Ciryl Gane, though, training and whatnot, he's been training at hybrid jiu-jitsu, so there is, you know, he is working on some grappling at least. You know, I'm glad he's at least doing something when it comes to grappling. I would say he's probably going to need more takedown defense, kind of like Volkanovski had against Islam. Now, we've been having a lot of this GOAT talk, and Ciryl Gane has, you know, he obviously knows that Jon Jones is regarded as one of the GOATs, but he himself has said that he wants to be a GOAT himself. And I know that all fighters go and kind of talk about that. When Ciryl Gane was kind of talking about it, it didn't really seem like he was the most serious. He kind of just seemed like he was saying it just to say it. Obviously, going up against Francis and losing doesn't really, you know, cement that GOAT status at all. You know, winning over against Jon Jones is definitely going to cement you somewhat in the history books. I don't know for how long, but as of right now, Ciryl Gane, you're nowhere fucking close to the level of Jon Jones, all right? Talking a little bit about Ciryl Gane's last fight, it was against Tai Tuivasa. One of the key moments that I really want to talk about is when Ciryl Gane got dropped by Tai Tuivasa. I don't know how much you guys remember of that. He got dropped by Tai Tuivasa, and Tai Tuivasa ended up letting him come back. I'm not really sure how, but Ciryl Gane ended up coming back. And I can promise you this, if that happens against Jon Jones, he's putting you away. Jon Jones is 110% putting you the fuck away. That's what he does, and that's what he's the best at. So watch out, Ciryl Gane, because if you get caught, you're not going to be able to have that, 10 seconds to come back like you did against Tai Tuivasa. Now, one other thing that, Jon Jones was kind of talking about and Ciryl Gane was talking about is that his footwork is really good. His footwork is, top notch. It's better than all heavyweights. He moves better than all heavyweights. The whole thing about that argument that I don't really like, Jon Jones is coming from light heavyweight. He's used to guys moving a lot faster than heavyweights. It's just that simple. A lot of the people at 205 are moving way faster with their hands and their fucking feet. And Jon Jones was the best guy at managing the distance on the feet. So I really don't care how much Ciryl Gane moves his feet, because Jon Jones is going to be managing the distance. You can be moving left, you can be moving right. Unless you're moving forward to Jon Jones constantly, it doesn't fucking matter. All I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how much VOD you look at Ciryl Gane. It doesn't matter how good your footwork is, because I know that he's been watching a lot of VOD on Jon Jones. Jon Jones is going to be looking like a different fighter. He's coming up from 205 to 250. He might not be the same as he was at 205. He might be better in some areas. He might be worse in some areas. So I don't think all the VOD you necessarily watch on him is going to be the best. But I do think it's smart for Ciryl Gane. I do think that's something that he needs to do, and it's something that he is doing. Switching the script back over, though, I kind of started with Jon Jones and then transitioned over to Ciryl Gane, and now I'm going to transition back over to Jon Jones. One thing that I noticed is the 3 fucking huge dudes that he's got in his training camp that he's been training with. We've got Marcy Green, Walt Harris, and Yorgan De Castro. I think that these guys have a lot to bring when it comes to heavyweight experience to help Jon Jones kind of get used to heavyweight, especially to get used to fighters that are going to be fighting like Ciryl Gane and that are just, a little heavier than 250 maybe. So I think that that's something that is really going to be benefiting Jon Jones when it comes to preparation for heavyweight. Another thing that I think it added that a lot of people might be overlooking, though, it seemed like they had a lot of camaraderie. It seemed like they had a lot of good laughs, and they were very disciplined when it came to their routines, when it came to how they trained. So I think that, that's a little bit different that Jon Jones might not have had in other training camps. He might have had shitty training camps. He might have had shitty guys in his training camp, or just, not as good of camaraderie as he has right now for this training camp. So I think that is going to really just boost his morale overall and just make sure that he's in good vibes when the fight night comes. I think it also shows just, the people that he's training with. He's also back at Jackson's MMA, which is where he originally started training MMA. That shows that he's, taking this very seriously. He's kind of gone back to his old ways in the right way.
I would party 1 week before every fight.
I think he's taking things very seriously. Not only at training camp, but for his recovery. We've all heard the stories of Jon Jones not training at all for an Alexander Gustafsson fight or just partying before a fight. And I think that for this fight, he's doing cold therapy to recover. And I think if he's going to those lengths in order to recover just for his body, I think that, there's multiple things that he's doing to take seriously and to be as prepared as possible for this heavyweight fight. Now, we all know the fuck-ups that Jon Jones has had. I'm just going to be blatant with it. I'm not going to, go too in depth with it. But, we've all know that Jon Jones has had his fuck-ups. One thing, not only to add to the camaraderie and that the camp has had, but Henry Cejudo was also there. They were, talking about, GOAT status and how well and how far that both of these fighters have came. I really think that, he just is really actually changing a little bit as a person. I hope so. I've always hoped the best for Jon Jones. I hate when he's in the media in a negative way. It just really saddens my heart. So, hopefully Jon Jones can stay on this train that he's on right now and bring home the heavyweight belt. Because we all know who I'm fucking, going for. We all know. We all know by the time I release the predictions video, it's going to be fucking Jon Jones. I should just say it now. I'm going Jon Jones all the way fucking home, baby. Let's fucking go Johnny Bones Jones. With that, though, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch us and, join the watch party on Saturday night and watch us watch the fights. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to be cracking jokes. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to be drinking some Tito's. So tune in on Saturday night, again, around 9 o'clock. We're going to be going live and covering the whole entire main card of UFC 285. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. If you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and have a great fucking day.